I'm Amy.
I'm Steph.
And I'm Georgia. And as David said, we're here from the Hacktory, a hackerspace at 3711 Market Street. We're here to tell you about how we've been hacking the gender gap. So stop us if you heard this one.
But the tech scene can be a little bit of a sausage party, except in Philly, which is becoming a great place to be a woman in technology. But across the industry, there just aren't a whole lot of women, and it's a big problem. So the gender gap is a big, complex issue with lots of misconceptions, lots of moving parts.
Figuring out a solution to this problem may be difficult, but we do know a lot about it based on studies from the American Association of University Women and scholars funded by the National Science Foundation, among quite a few others.
We've been to talks about the gender gap, though, and it's like this. Either no one shows up, or it turns into a big break session. So as a hackerspace with more than average number of women, we decided to weigh in and take the problem apart and hack it.
So we believe that the best way to understand something is to be really hands-on. Sometimes we smash printers, sometimes we sew circuits. So we made a workshop called Hacking the Gender Gap, and in it we turned storytelling into instant visual data.
And this is what it looks like. We asked participants to write down one positive and negative experience with technology and post it on the timeline near the age when it happens. I work at a design company called the Action Mill, and they helped us leverage these everyday experiences for maximum impact.
We were really moved by some of the positive stories we heard, such as these of people learning from their family members. It brought back memories of our own experiences working on similar projects with our own family members.
We were also inspired by some of the stories of figuring out a tough problem or discovering something new that you love. We continue to be motivated ourselves by these same experiences. We also got really angry at stories of teachers and other authority figures being discouraging for girls interested in technology. With every group we've done this workshop with, this theme came up. And these stories are usually fairly recent, and it was eye-opening, even for us.
We were really struck by how damaging even one dismissive comment can be and how it stays with someone for years, especially when it happens at a young age. This is the exact type of discouragement that can potentially keep people from wanting to enter into the sciences and technology. But we love hearing stories from men, like this guy who almost blew himself up at 5th grade show and tell. We had our first group with men at a big hacker conference over the summer, and we were surprised when a few men asked us what we meant by a negative experience with technology, and that was a new one.
What we didn't expect was to find out how the gender gap frustrates men too. This story doesn't say who is asking a 9-year-old to fix their computer, but men in our session spoke of how tired they are when women stereotyping them as able to fix any technical problem.
Yeah. But still, women are often considered incompetent. There was one guy who assured me that the gender gap wouldn't exist if women would just get in there and do it. But there are a lot of women like me who have had root on servers for years, and their abilities are constantly doubted. Just getting in there is not the problem. This is another interesting thing. A lot of these stories track the history of the internet. 20 years ago, people weren't being outed as gay by the browser history. This is serious stuff. And it reminded us that the gender gap is just one gap, age is another one.
Even though our workshop at the Hacker Conference was in a fairly remote location, we still had a really decent turnout, and we received a lot of positive feedback, as you can see here on Twitter.
But we did get a troll. He came up and kept posting obscene stories and triggering stories on Twitter and in person, and then had the audacity to ask us for more markers. But what was fascinating was to see these virtual things like trolls and spam come to life in the physical world.
At the Lady Hacks Hackathon 2 weeks ago, we had an amazing team help us build a web app to display the 300 or so stories that we've collected so far. We're actually working on a way for people to submit their own, and we want this to be available for people to adapt and use in other areas as well.
People consistently love this workshop. Like at this event in DC, it was standing room only. They get an easy way to understand the problem and concrete action steps, and we want to make it as widely available as possible, so if you want to help us with that, please get in touch.
This is just one of the great projects that we're working on right now. You can build your own blinking LED sweatshirt or another similar project at our Soft Circuit Saturday, or come to project night every Thursday night and check the website for more events and project ideas.
Last year, we also won a Night Challenge grant to make technology available for artists to use in their work, and we're giving a special presentation about this, and you can come and learn more about how you can get involved. It's March 27th at our space at 3711 Market Street, so we hope you can make it. Thank you.